Okay, here we go. We're back for math, and we are still talking about weight and measuring. And so today we are going to look at what is heavier and what is lighter. So first of all, I need to know if you understand the word heavy. If something is heavy, is it easy to carry or hard to carry? It's heavy. It weighs a lot. It's hard to carry. If it's light, we had this is very light. It's very easy to carry. It does not weigh much. So light and heavy are opposites. Heavy, very heavy, hard to lift. Light, very easy to lift, does not weigh much. So let's look at our math today. We're talking about heavier and lighter. Up at the top, it says key. Right there, key. So we need to look at this picture because a key, what does a key do? It unlocks a door. So this is going to unlock our understanding to this page. It says one large block is as heavy as two small blocks. So the picture we have on the seesaw here is equal. Two small blocks weigh just as much as one heavy blue block, okay? So for every blue block we pick up, we need two red ones, okay? So for every one block, it's two of these. That is equal, okay? One is very heavy, two to make an equal weight with these. So I drew a picture for us here. So for every blue block, we need two reds. A blue block equals two reds. A blue block equals two reds. And we're going to refer back to this picture as we answer these questions. Number one, it's got four scales. It's got four seesaws, but they're actually balance scales. Put an X on the scale that is not correct. So we're going to have to look at them one at a time. So Micaiah, I need your eyes on me because this is confusing and you don't need to rush ahead. So just pay attention and look. The first one has the blue one going down, and we know down is for heavier. And the little red one is up. So it would have to have two reds. Let me cover it like this. Alright, so it would have to have two reds to be the same. And the first one does not have two reds, so it's not the same anymore. It has one red and one blue. So one of the reds is missing. That makes the blue heavier. It makes the blue go down. So that picture is correct. So we're not going to put an X on that one. The one under it has two blue blocks, is heavier than two red blocks. So let's look and see. If we wanted it to be equal and we had two blue blocks, how many red blocks would we need? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it would be equal. Does it have 4 red blocks on it? No, it only has 2 red blocks on it. So these two are heavier because this needs 2 reds and that needs 2 reds, and then it would be equal. So this is heavier, so that is correct. This picture shows 1 blue block and 1, 2, 3 red blocks. So are the 3 heavier than 1 blue? Let's look back at our picture. If we have 2 reds, it is equal to 1 blue. So if I add another red one to this, it's going to get heavier than the blue because it'll have 1, 2, 3. And 2 and 1 are equal, but 3 and 1 are not equal. This one side should go down. So does it show the 3 blocks going down, the 3 red ones? Yes, they are going down. Let's look at this one. If you look on your paper, you can see there are 1, 2, 3 blue blocks. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red blocks. So I'm going to write the number on there. There's 3 blue blocks and 5 red blocks, and it shows them as equal. So let's see, we have 3 blue blocks. Let's see how many red blocks it would need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would need 6 to be equal. Does it have 6? No, that is not a true statement because 3 blue blocks would need 6 red blocks to be equal. So we are going to put an X on that. I know that is difficult for y'all to understand. If you need to replay the video, just replay the video and go through it again. Right now, let's go on to number 2. It says, draw the small blocks needed to balance the scale. Use the key. That means we're going to use this information up here to figure out this number 3. So how many blocks, blue blocks, does it have? It has 2. So how many red blocks will we need to equal 2 blue blocks? Well, this is 2 blue blocks, so let's count their reds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in order to have 2 blue blocks equal, we have to have 4 reds. So we're going to draw 4 reds on the line. So draw 4 little red ones. Okay, because it takes 2 red blocks. This one goes with these, and this one goes with those. 2 red blocks equals 1 blue block. Okay, on the little question at the bottom, it says 2 large blocks are as heavy as, how many red blocks did we put down to make it equal weight? Count them. You put 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the blank, I need you to write a 4. 2 large blocks are as heavy as 4 small blocks, okay? Turn your page. Now we have a new key. And it says 1 long block equals 3 red blocks. So 1 long block equals 3 red ones. Same weight. So it says draw 2 or 4 boxes on the scale. Use the key. So this one is going to be heavier than how many red ones? And we can only draw 2 or 4. So should we draw 2 on here or 4 on here? If 1 blue one needs 3 red ones to be equal, if I only put 2 red ones, this one's going to go down. So I should put 2 red ones on here because 2 red ones are lighter than 1 heavy blue one. Okay. Now, on the next one, the blue block is actually lighter. So how can I make it lighter than red blocks? Well, at 3, it's equal. So if I add 1 more red, it's now going to be heavier, and the blue will go up and the red will go down. Because 3 makes it equal to this, but 4, oh, that's just too much. It pushed it down. So if I put 4, the reds will be down and the blue will now be up. Okay. So mamas, that is a confusing concept for them. You can work with them some more if you have a balance scale, or if you just want to draw some pictures till they get the concept. It's not a concept that we need to totally master this year. They're just introducing it, so don't get too shook if it's still hard for them. It's okay. That's why we did it together. Let's look at the review problems. Number 3. See if you can read it before I do. I'm going to give you just a few minutes to read it. If you need to pause the video, you can pause the video. Let's read it together. Claire is making treats for an art show. Yay, Claire. She needs 4 cups of flour, 4 cookies, 4 cups, and 3 cups of flour for a cake. So I drew it out. She needs 1, 2, 3, 4 for the cake, for the cookies actually. 1, 2, 3 cups for the cake. So I have a picture of it. How many cups of flour does Claire need all together? I'm going to circle that word, all together. That means all, everything in the bowl. How much does she need in order to make this? Well, how can we do all? How can we figure out the total, the sum, all of it? We can add. So I want you to put a plus sign down. Okay? So we're finding all. So she needs 4 for the cookies and 3 for the cake. And how much does that equal? I'm not going to put the answer down for you. You can do the answer. All right, let's look at the next one. Sasha has 7 fish in her tank. Rosa has 4 fish in her tank. How many more fish does Sasha have than Rosa? What we're trying to figure out is how many more. How many more? All right, this is how we figure out how many more. We've done it before. So we look at how much Sasha has, and she has 7. We look at how much Rosa has. Rosa has 4. So how many more does Sasha have? Well, I can see they both have 4, but Sasha's just keep going. She's got 1, 2, 3 more. The way you figure it is subtract. You subtract what is the same from this one. So we know that we have to start with the big number, which is 7. And then we put a subtract sign. Be sure you're following along. And then we put down how many Rosa had. Rosa had 4. So we put down 4. If we take away the ones that they both have, then it'll tell you how many are left. And you know to find out how many are left, you subtract. So 7 minus 4 is... I'm not going to tell you the answer. Turn the page. Anytime if I'm going too fast, what can you do? Pause your video. Capacity. Capacity has to do with liquids. So we're looking at more and less. So let's just look at the first problem together. It says circle the container that holds more. Well, that's easy, the big container. So I'm going to circle the big container on both of them. Draw a line under the container that holds less. That's pretty simple. Circle the big one, it holds more. Underline the one that holds less. Now the next one is a little bit confusing, maybe. They have picture number A, has water in it. And then they have picture number B, has no water in it. So they took picture A and poured it into picture B. Is picture B full? Was picture A full? Yes. Is picture B able to hold some more? Yes. So which one is bigger? B is bigger because there's still room for more even after A emptied all of it in there. All right. So container B holds more water. Even though it's shorter, it must be fatter. And a lot of times small children, they don't understand that. They think if you take a ball of Play-Doh and you stretch it out, and then you can ask them, did it get bigger? And they're like, yeah, it's a lot more now. They don't understand the difference between sizes. And there's a word for that, but I can't remember it. So anyway, we know this one was full. It held all that it could. B still has room for more. All right, so then the next thing we have to do is go to the back page. And it says, let me see what it says. Draw a line under the container that holds the least. What is least? The smallest amount. Circle the container that holds the most. Do you know what these containers are? One is a swimming pool, one is a bathtub, and one is a fish tank. So which one do you think holds the smallest amount or the least? We're going to draw a line under it. Which one do you think holds the most? We're going to circle it. I'm not going to show you what I circled. All right, complete the sentences and explain your answer. It's the same type of problem. A pours into B. Is B full or can it hold more? It can hold more. So which container is bigger? Look at number 3. A pours into B. Which container holds more water? If you can look at it, B is overflowing. That one is confusing. But B is actually smaller. So container A holds more water. I think they are showing you that the B is overflowing. It won't hold all of A. So A holds more on that one. All right, do your time to review, do your subtraction. And then that is all you have to do for math today. And I will be back to do your, what do you call it? Your flashcard practice with tens. So I'll see you in just a minute.